the frosted glass bottle, the weighted pump. $165 for 1 ounce of foundation. That formula sits inside a lab in Japan, and the company that owns that bottle also owns the $52 version, 2 counters over at Sephora. 6 foundation ingredients, all identical at every price point, and one where expensive might actually be worth it. When we traced the money back, the same 4 companies kept showing up on both sides of the shelf, selling you the $69 bottle and the $9 bottle out of the same lab in New Jersey. The markup is not a mistake, it is the business model. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly which ingredients are worth your money and which price tags are pure fiction. One thing before we start. This video compares the molecule to the molecule, apples to apples. Not texture preference, not shade range. Let's start with the ingredient that makes coverage possible and the one where the markup is the hardest to justify. Number 1. Titanium dioxide. The $2 pigment in a $165 bottle. You know the moment. You press the pump. That creamy blur of color hits the back of your hand, and for a second, you believe the packaging. The ingredient doing the heavy lifting is titanium dioxide, the white pigment that gives every foundation its coverage. Without it, your foundation is tinted water. Cosmetic-grade titanium dioxide costs between $2 and $5 per kilogram. The rutile crystal in a $165 Clé de Peau radiant fluid at Bergdorf Goodman is the same rutile crystal in an $11 e.l.f. foundation at Target. Same drum, same molecule. L'Oreal Infallible at Target, $14.99. Armani Luminous Silk at Sephora, $69. Same titanium dioxide. 1 bottle a month, the luxury version costs $828 a year. The Infallible, $180. That is a car insurance payment you have been handing over every year for the same white pigment. Women who tried both say the same thing in forums. I switched, and I honestly cannot tell the difference on my face. One real warning. Nano-grade titanium dioxide can leave an ashy flashback in photos on deeper skin tones. The drugstore version does this. The luxury version does this. The flashback does not care what you paid. More than $20 for titanium dioxide coverage. You are paying for glass. That was the most overpriced ingredient on this list. This next one is literal rust. Number 2. Iron oxides. Your perfect shade is powdered rust. You know the color. That warm neutral you have been reordering for years. Warm beige, ivory 130, sand 5.25. Built from 3 powders: red iron oxide, yellow iron oxide, black iron oxide. The red one is chemically identical to the rust on a metal fence. Blended in different ratios, those 3 produce every shade ever sold. Cosmetic-grade iron oxide costs $3 to $10 per kilogram. Sun Chemical in New Jersey, Lanxess in Germany, Sensient, Kobo. These suppliers ship to the $9 brand and the $69 brand from the same drums. There is no luxury rust mine. A beauty editor at Stylecaster ran the $9 version against the $69 version side by side. Her take? The drugstore dewy formula is a tragically underrated match. A writer at Salt Lake magazine said she actually preferred it to the luxury one. One real warning. Iron oxides oxidize on your skin if they are not properly coated. That is the industry term for turning orange by lunchtime. Hold that thought. It matters for the last ingredient. More than $20 for iron oxide shades. You are paying for the name on the tube. This next one came from a silicone plant in Michigan. Number 3. Dimethicone, the silk slip that is not silk. You know the feel. That silky, frictionless glide when you blend out foundation with a damp sponge. That feeling is dimethicone. a polymer, not silk, made by Dow in Midland, Michigan. 4 factories supply the entire beauty industry at $3 to $20 per kilogram. This is where it gets corporate. Pull up the ingredient list on the $9 Maybelline Fit Me. Then pull up the $69 Armani Luminous Silk. 10 shared backbone ingredients. Same chemicals, same order. The luxury version adds a trace of jasmine extract near the bottom and calls the whole thing premium. Both owned by L'Oreal. Both formulated at the same research center in Clark, New Jersey. $160 million, 600 scientists, every brand under one roof. The carton says Milano. The lab is in New Jersey. And they are not alone. Walk through Target, Maybelline, NYX, L'Oréal Paris, all the same parent company. Walk into Sephora, Lancome, Armani, YSL, Urban Decay, also the same parent company. Then Estée Lauder owns MAC, Clinique, Too Faced, La Mer, Tom Ford, and The Ordinary. One Japanese conglomerate owns NARS and that $165 bottle we opened the video with. Another group, Puig out of Spain, owns Charlotte Tilbury. 4 conglomerates, your entire foundation aisle. They are not competing with each other. They are competing for different sections of your wallet. From L'Oréal's 2024 annual report. Advertising, 32.2% of revenue. Research and development, 3.1%. They spend 10 times as much convincing you the foundation works as they spend making it work. A woman on Reddit swapped the $69 version for the $9 one and tracked it for a month. I kept waiting for it to be worse. It was not. One real warning. Dimethicone sits on top of your skin. If your foundation says skincare infused and the silicones are in the first 5 ingredients, the actives below them are not getting anywhere. More than $20 for dimethicone slip. You are paying for a different country of origin on the label. This is not a product review. This is an investigation. Subscribe if you want to know where your money actually goes before the price tag tells you. Number 4. Isododecane. The 24-hour wear that costs $1 a kilo. Picture this. You're at the mirror at 7 a.m., pressing foundation into your skin, and the bottle says 32-hour wear. Maybelline Superstay, Estée Lauder Double Wear, Tom Ford Traceless at $88. They all work because of Isododecane, about $1 per kilogram. It evaporates off your skin after application, leaving behind the film that holds pigment in place. That is the long wear. Not innovation, evaporation. This is current. Estée Lauder Double Wear just reformulated in February of this year. New name, Lightweight Matte. The European Union is banning one of the key silicones in the original formula. Estée Lauder reformulated because a regulator made them. Price went up to $52. The Isododecane stayed the same. One woman on a beauty forum switched from Double Wear to Revlon Color Stay. Her co-worker asked if she changed skincare routines. She went from $48 to $12, and nobody noticed. One real warning. High Isododecane plus drying alcohol in the first 5 ingredients is harsh on mature skin. The $9 drugstore version and the $58 luxury version both list it high. Same drying profile, 6 times the price. More than $15 for long wear? The evaporation does not get better. The bottle does. Every ingredient so far, same molecule, different price. Now I'm going to tell you the one ingredient where cheap might actually cost you. Number 5. Surface-treated pigments. The one ingredient where expensive might actually be worth it. 4 ingredients, same advice every time. Save your money. This one is different, and no, nobody paid me to say that. Raw iron oxide, the rust we talked about, oxidizes on your skin. That is why some foundations turn orange by 3 p.m. What certain Japanese and European luxury brands do is wrap each pigment particle in an amino acid layer or a specialty coating called ITT. Made by two companies, one in New Jersey and one in Japan, the coating keeps the pigment from oxidizing on your face. If you have ever bought a $12 foundation that looked gorgeous at 8 a.m. and looked like a Cheeto by 5 p.m., the coating is the reason. Makeup Forever HD Skin at $43 uses treated pigments. Laura Mercier at $48 does too. You do not need to spend $165. Look for the words surface treated or ITT near the pigment names. This is a permission slip, not a blank check. One real warning. Not every expensive foundation uses treated pigments. If the label does not mention the coating, the price is not buying you this advantage. Over $40 for coated pigments. Sometimes worth it. Over $80, you are back in jasmine extract territory. 6 ingredients, 5 where the molecule was identical and the price was fiction, 1 where expensive earned it, barely, and only at the $40 to $50 range. The receipts. Switch from a $58 luxury foundation to Maybelline Fit Me, $588 a year. Armani to L'Oreal Infallible, $648. Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter to the e.l.f. Halo Glow, $420. A woman using Prestige Foundation monthly for the last 20 years has handed roughly $10,000 to a marketing department. The honest caveat. A $48 finish you love is cheaper than 6 $15 bottles you hate. One woman on Mumsnet added up what she spent trying drugstore alternatives and realized she could have just bought the Estee Lauder. Fair point. But the Maybelline to Armani comparison is not a gamble. They share 10 ingredients and the same lab. Try with the ingredient list in your hand, not the marketing in your head. Next time you are at Target or Sephora, 3 steps. Flip the bottle. Find the first 5 ingredients on the back. Check the price ceiling. If the molecule is the same and the price is 5 times higher, you already know what you are paying for. And it is not foundation. Your face does not know what brand it is wearing. It knows the pigment, the silicone, and whether you showed up. Everything else is a story somebody in Paris told you to justify a receipt. The woman using a $9 foundation for 20 years who looks incredible, she was not lucky. She just was not confused. And now, neither are you. Send this to someone about to spend $69 on foundation before she opens the Sephora bag. Subscribe if you want to know before the price tag tells you. The next one is already researched. You do not owe any brand your face.